You draw a card, and then it has something to do with discard. Like if you don't have any, I think. If you don't have any cards in your hand, and you would draw a card.
Whenever you draw a card, you discard a card first. If you draw additional cards, I think.
Is that what it does for each additional card?
You know what?
I don't know. It's... Oh, so each additional card you would draw, you have to discard a card first before you draw it?
If a player would draw a card, except the first one he or she draws in his or her draw step each turn, that player discards a card instead. If the player discards a card this way, he or she draws a card. If the player doesn't discard a card this way, he or she puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard.
If a player discards a card this way, he or she draws a card. Okay, if a player would draw a card...
Basically, it's saying, if a player would draw a card, not the one they draw for their draw step, they have to discard a card before doing it. And if they don't have any cards in hand, they just draw that card and instantly discard it.
I don't understand why it has to say if the player
because
discards
it's asking you to
card this way, he or she draws a card. Why is that?
It's okay. So how it works is if you're not drawing the card that you draw every turn during your draw step, then if you draw an additional card each turn, instead of drawing that card, you first discard a card, and then you then draw that card, draw a new card. So like,
the replacement is just discard,
right.
And then there's a
re-replacement,
like a trigger-ish. Okay, it's weird. All right, let's not talk about that card anymore.
Yeah.
I only have so much mental stamina
but
for the weekend.
Getting back to StarCityGames.com, they've got a whole slew of great writers, including adding to their writing staff. AJ Soccer is going to start writing on Tuesday, so look out for his article. He was talking on Facebook what he wanted his article name to be. The one I asked him to make his article was Soccerific. He said he didn't want to do that. The next best one that was given was the Socratic Method.
Not Isocron Scepter.
Was that your guess?
That was mine.
That was your suggestion.
I like that one. But anyway, not only can you get awesome articles, but you can buy cards like Chains of Mistopheles on Star City Games, which apparently is going for $40.
Yep. Near mint out of Italian Legends.
Oh, that's the Italian Legends ones?
Yeah.
I only play with the actual Legends ones. Sorry. All right, so as you can see, we round out the top 100 with the 12 pointers. You know, obviously.
People that still...
Nicholas with the K is in first place.
Yeah, I know. Saw that name.
So how far do you think this this Twitter buzz on the 4-color ally deck is actually going to go? You think there's more?
I don't ever want to talk. If anybody ever mentions a 4-color ally deck again, I'm just never going to talk to them.
I'm going to make one.
Okay, if you make one, I'll believe you. But anybody else, I won't believe.
Your head looks itchy. You should scratch it.
Why?
It just looks itchy.
What did you put in it?
Nothing. You should scratch it then. You're not scratching.
What are you doing? What is going?
You should scratch your head.
What is going on?
Scratch your head. Don't look at there. Stop looking at my machine.
What?
You're not scratching. You're combing it with your fingers.
What are you doing? What is going on?
Just scratch your head. Okay, there you go. Thanks.
Did I have something?
It's gone now. You did it.
Okay.
It's good.
All right.
It's good. It's good. You look wonderful. You look like a need a haircut.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, yeah. What happened to the low cut Ben SW?
The hair grew back.
My hair grew back once.
And then you became Biggie Smalls.
Nope, that's it. That was the end of the story.
Oh, okay. But people wanted to know what people were playing. I saw a lot of Tom Boss's The Boss Nia deck at the top tables. Some Jund, some of the green, white, blue decks.
Yeah, it's
the green, white decks. Good mix.
It's mostly the decks that top 8'd last weekend.
Somebody wanted to know a little story from Pro Tour San Diego. The last day, Pro Tour San Diego, I woke up just to watch the coverage because I always love watching the coverage. And BDM and Rich Hagon did a great job this week. But I woke up and thought to myself, what would be a great drink? What drink do I normally drink when I watch coverage? Well, that's none other than Dr. Pepper. But unfortunately, nowhere in the convention center sold Dr. Pepper. So I went out to a local mini mart and picked up a 6-pack of Dr. Pepper. And as soon as I walked in the hall, less than 30 seconds in the hall, 3 people came up to me and were like, can I get one of those? It was AJ Soccer, Owen Turtenwald, and Cedric Phillips. All 3 of them were like, hey, Ben, ship a Dr. Pepper. So I was stuck there. I bought a whole 6-pack of Dr. Peppers, and I only got to drink 3.
Did you sell these Dr. Peppers?
No, they're my friends. I gave them away. I'm a nice guy.
You've never given me a Dr. Pepper.
You didn't ask. You weren't there. You were there, but you didn't ask me for them. You were too busy doing actual coverage at Pro Tour San Diego.
So what's that got to do with giving me a Dr. Pepper?
If you'd come up to me and asked, I would have given it to you.
Can't believe you. Who's RYF?
I have no clue.
Did you give him a Dr. Pepper?
Sure.
You are not telling the truth.
Somebody.
Why am I watching the chat? This is not good for anything. We need like a person that can just watch the chat and and then like give us the non-distracting things.
Maybe the chat has a real good question for us sitting here in the GG's live booth.
We need like this is the really good question.
Oh, Fredder said, Rashad, you are the best ever.
Well, I mean, that's not a question. That's just the truth. But I appreciate you being so honest and letting one know how good I am.
Rashad, thanks for giving me tokens at the Pro Tour. I'm glad you had some on you. Hung so low. Rashad, have my babies. Any blue-white decks at the top tables? I think I saw 1 or 2 Jace Belrin.
You're welcome for getting tokens. Don't plan on having any babies anytime soon. And I didn't see too much blue-white. There's a little bit of blue-white.
Ray the Stud wanted to know, why don't you have your awesome hat yet at the PT anymore?
I already said I sold it to Jerry T.
Who's Jerry T?
Jerry Thompson. He's where is he living now? Minnesota?
He's living back in Minnesota now.
He's Minnesotan, former Dakotian, former Indianite, former Iowan,
former Minneapolis Indian.
Yeah, I started off with that, but
he just moved back. So
he just moved back. He's retired from Magic. He used to be like a level 6 mage, right? He was level 6.
Yep.
Not this. Like last year, he was level 6. This year, I don't know what he was, but he decided that he didn't want to play any more Magic, and so he started doing something else. And then he played in a Magic Online qualifier and won it. So now he's going to play in San Juan. And he was he came down to San Diego. I don't think he played, right? He wasn't qualified.
He wasn't qualified.
Wasn't qualified. Tried the Grand End, didn't make it. Then he stole my hat and gave me $20.
Yeah, basically what happened is he was working out in Montana with Gabe Walls and. Sort of like the Monday or Tuesday before Grand Prix Oakland, they were getting restless, and Gabe Walls was like, let's just go. So they both flew out there, both played in both events. And then after that, Jerry's moving back to Minnesota. So people want to link to your hat in the chat.
There's a picture. If you look at the...
It's your Facebook picture, right?
It's my Facebook picture. You can look at my Facebook picture. That's probably the best place to link. I don't actually have. Guess I can just show it on the stream. That works.
Sure.
I think it's facebook.com/Rashad Miller. Maybe it's .Miller.
I don't think so.
There's the hat. It's a nice hat.
some of your featured friends.
Interesting selection of featured friends.